Yo, what's going on, YouTube family? It's your man Jeremy Doodoo here, and in this video I want to open up to you guys about what I've been struggling with. And what I've been struggling with is just maintaining presence. I've been struggling with trying to be present as a father, trying to be present as a husband, and as a creative professional. All right, I've been really struggling with it, and it got to the point where I felt like I needed to explore a new tool. Right, I've been to therapy. I have been to, I've done meditation. I've been in meditation groups, and I felt like I needed a new tool to really explore and get through this difficult challenge in my life that I'm dealing with. Right, so if you're somebody who is also dealing with something and you need a reminder that you're not alone in this journey that we call life, hopefully this video is something that you can connect with. But if you're also exploring a new tool like I was, and you just want to learn about my experience with Reiki Healing, hopefully this gives you some insight that you need. Anyways, let's get into it. So I feel like I've been struggling throughout my adult life with being present, right? And I feel like the things that I've been going through as of recently have all kind of come up because I lost my grandmother recently, right? And it, that time really gave me some time to reflect that I have never really stopped and looked back at my life and how far I've made it, right? Like how far I've come. I've never really taken the time to just stop because I have been so caught up in survival mode throughout my adult life without really realizing it, right? Like my mom, she passed away when I was 19, and I put myself through college at USC, and I had several jobs, and I was trying to maintain relationships and discover who I was and what I wanted to do in my life, and I was taking on internships, and it was crazy, right? And my dad is also schizophrenic, and I am in a new role in my life as a father and a husband where I really didn't see what I wanted to emulate growing up. So I'm just figuring all this stuff out while being a creative professional in a field where I don't see many people like myself, right? So I'm trying to navigate through all these different things in my life that are very new to me, and it's just a different transition, right? And I feel like some of these habits that I picked up early on in my life are not going to help me in this next chapter, right? The beauty about being a creative professional is that you were drawn to it. Many of us were drawn to creative fields or creative hobbies because we needed an outlet, right? There was something that we went through in life that it was so impactful to us that we threw ourselves in the deep end of art or music or gardening, and we learned everything that we could about our craft, right? But the ugly part is that sometimes we get so focused on the craft without really focusing on ourselves, right? I think that I hear that from a lot of creative professionals in many respects in different ways, and I'm not surprised that many actors and musicians go through bouts of depression because we are sensitive souls, and I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm transitioning into this new role, or many new roles, and the things that I used to do, the way that I used to do it, is not going to serve me or my family, right? So, like I said, I used to take on several different things all the time, right? And, now I see that as of late, doing that affects my health, it affects my sanity, it affects my relationships with my daughter, and with my wife, right? The two most important people to me. So it was hard on me in so many different ways, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Been dealing with hand pain, back pain, so much shit, right? So I went to this Reiki healer who's in my neighborhood by chance. I had no idea we had a Reiki healer in my neighborhood where I live. And I went to the session. I didn't know what to expect. I went on YouTube, and the reason I did it is because I've been doing self-healing Reiki, but I never went to a healer, so I was like, let me just try this out. So I went to the Reiki healer. He knew my first name. He knew nothing about me. And the session went like, he laid me down on this bed, and he went over my chakras for, I'd say like 30 minutes. He just focused on each chakra and what he was finding, and he talked to me about it. And then at the end of the session, he did this tarot card reading that was really cool because it reflected on what he found during the session. So as he was going through my different chakra points, I felt like this dude knew everything about me without him knowing who I was, which was really surprising to me. And it really, I feel like I was skeptical, but after the session, I was like, yo, this is wild. Like this dude knew exactly what pains I was feeling in my body. He knew exactly what I was experiencing in the moment. And now it was wild. So he went over my stomach, right? And he was like, yo, you have a lot of pain in your back right there. And I was like, oh, yeah, I actually do. Yeah. How, like, and he's like, that is coming from you trying to focus on so many different creative things that it is really bothering you in your mind because you're not accomplishing all those different things. And I was like, holy shit, this dude actually knows what's up. This dude knows what I'm dealing with. And he went throughout all the several different chakras, but by the end of the session, what I learned is that I am not present, right? I'm not ever present, and that is something that I need to do, right? Because I'm in these new roles, and these are roles that I'm gonna have for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be a husband and a father for the rest of my life. But basically what I took away is that I should focus on one thing at a time, right? So I didn't, for the past 6 weeks, I haven't done a YouTube video, and I haven't focused on anything related to real estate or writing a recipe book or doing illustration work, because those are things that I want to do. But, I also saw that my daughter was not wanting to spend time with me. Right before the Reiki healing session, I used to try to take her out, and she'd be like, "No, just leave me alone. Like, just get away from me, daddy." And since I've been taking her on these daddy-daughter dates, taking her out to Long Beach and taking her to the different parks, just me and her, I see how me just being around her and being, engaged with her without really being consumed by my job or other things, I see how she treats me differently and how she perceives me differently, right? And I've also been trying to be there for my wife by asking her what she's dealing with and how she's feeling, and trying to help her when she's had crazy days with our daughter, right? But I feel like what I got from that Reiki healing session was that I need to be present and do something that serves me in my life right now, because if I do that, then the next thing will naturally come up from who I'm becoming each and every day, right? Our legacy is basically the daily habits that we create with the people that are in our lives, right? And I saw that, the habits that I was creating were not serving me or my family in any way that was productive to each of our lives, right? So, you know, what I feel like the Reiki healing session did, a lot of people have different experiences. You know, some people, I've heard they like being touched. This dude did not touch me at all. The tarot card reading was super dope, because at the end of the session, you know, he you know, he just drew some cards out. Like, I think it was like 6 or 7 cards from random, but it was basically like a summary of what the session was about. And I needed to, I think that he talked about me being gentle with myself, me going through these new transitions and all of that. But it was dope. It was dope. And I would go back if, you know, I feel like I needed to learn something new about my life. But, you know, in this moment, I feel like what's most important for me is just being there for my daughter, right? I feel like a lot of fathers who are new to the fatherhood game, we struggle with this, right? Because we want to be providers, but at the same time, your presence is all that is needed sometimes, right? You just being there is all that is needed. And I feel like so many black fathers were not there because they felt like their manhood from not being a provider was challenged, and they felt like, you know what, if I can't provide, I can't be here, right? They felt ashamed of even being there because they didn't have the funds, right? And you know, I felt like that's what my dad experienced. That's what a lot of dads experienced from South LA when I was growing up. So I felt like you know, I have financially made it to a place where I want to be, but I'm always thinking about the future. And I've been so caught up on the past, right? And for this next chapter in my life, I just see that sometimes just listening and being there is enough, right? Just listening and being there is enough. So, you know, I hope that if you are somebody who has struggled in your relationship throughout this pandemic, or you're somebody who needs a new tool like Reiki Healing, you know, just try it out. Try it out. And just know that sometimes you just gotta be there, man. Just be there. That's all people need from you. Just show up and be you. Sometimes the money doesn't matter. You know, we all need a way to provide for our families, but at the end of the day, we don't leave here with this cash. We don't leave here with these materialistic things, right? We leave here with the memories that we made with the people that we love, and hopefully those memories are good enough for our loved ones to hold on to. So anyways, guys, I hope that you guys got some insight into my life. I'm trying to be better every day, still not perfect, still trying to work through it, but we gonna get there, you know. Hopefully I can look back at this video next year, in the next 2 years, and be like, yo, I'm proud of the dude that I became, right? So I hope that you guys can do the same. Anyways, peace and love, y'all.